What is up, guys? It's Awesome from the Normal Investor here, and I'm sure you're like, why isn't the camera showing you today? And guys, I'm not feeling the best, but I'm gonna try to get this video out so you can have some stocks to be watching for this upcoming week. So before I get into this, remember that I am by no means a professional. Please do your own due diligence on any stock and don't get into it just because I'm getting into the stock myself. And before we get into my picks for this week, let's look at our picks from last week and how they performed. One more thing, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe if any of my stocks from last week made you some money, or if you just enjoyed the video today, and comment if you have any question on any of the stocks I'm about to talk about. But our first stock from last week was PLUG, and if you don't know, that's Plug Power, but we said it had earnings, and you could expect a little bit of a uptick on earnings, and just because of how down we were, and we were above that 180-day moving average. But sure enough, guys, we had a nice little move from around $28-$29 all the way up to $34.84 on the highs. So great job if you got into this stock. And also sitting on the 10-day 30 minutes, we're holding that 180-day moving average. So this might be something that you might want to still get into, but as for right now, I took profits on this trade, and but I'm still very bullish on PLUG in the long term. The second stock for last week was SunW, and what this is a solar panel company, and we said that it's holding a long-term support where we were at right here and a resistance over here. And sure enough, guys, let me pull up the 10-day 30 minutes. We had a nice little rally from 884 on Monday all the way up to 1145 at highs. So had a great play right here on SunW, and this stock still has a lot of potential, just like Plug, to get back up to those all-time highs. But great job if you got in this one, and it still probably has a little bit more to run. The third stock from last week, guys, was TTCF, which is Tattooed Chef, and it was kind of an underperformer. Well, definitely an underperformer considering the other stocks we had, but I'm still very bullish on this one, guys, and it hasn't made its move yet. But as you can see, my thesis was that we were going to bounce off this 180-day moving average, and let me zoom in on it here, guys. But sure enough, we're holding it, and I would like to see a nice little bounce off that to continue this this movement. Let me pull up the 180-day, this nice little uptrend we had, and I think that was a good little pullback, and I do still believe we're going to get a bounce off this 180-day moving average. And this is one I'm still really bullish on and looking to add to my position this week, as I'm still holding everything that I ended up getting into on this stock. And in my last video as well, guys, I had FB and CAT, which is Caterpillar, and these were more of a short-term plays for me. But on FB, which is Facebook, I was saying we were trading in this nice little channel, and sure enough, guys, on Monday we had a pullback, and I was saying I would like to see a bounce off of this support right here, and we sure did get a bounce all the way from $328 all the way up to $344 of highs. So congratulations if you got into this one. And for CAT, let me pull this stock up right now. I was saying that this stock was very oversold, and we were coming to a support, a long-term support right here, and here, well, resistance over here, and sure enough, we bounced off of it. A nice little, looks like all the way a $12 mover at least. So great job if you got into these, and these went exactly how we wanted them to go. All right, guys, now that we've gone over all our stocks from last week, I'm going to get going on the stocks that I'm looking at for this week. And our first one, guys, we have FDX, which is FedEx. And this week we had a nice little run up and then a real quick sell off on earnings. And guys, we're holding, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better, but we're holding a support from over here and a resistance from over here. And it looks to be holding that support real well. But personally, guys, I'm thinking we're going to get a nice little bounce off the support, at least like a dead cat bounce, just because how oversold the stock is. And also another thing we have going for us here is we had, looks like an inverse head and shoulders, with the head being here and the shoulders being here. So FDX is one that I'm really watching, and not only that, a lot of these hedge funds have some very nice price targets for the stock up at the 360. So this is a stock I'm looking to add long term, especially on this pullback. So be watching this one next week. I do expect to bounce off the support, and if we did sell under that and continue to go lower, I would get out of it if it did break this. But I'm looking for a bounce off of the support right here. My next stock for this video, guys, is VYGVF, and if you don't know what that is, it's Voyager Digital. And to sum it up, I'm not going to get too much into the company, but this is basically like an upcoming Coinbase, and it's has a crazy amount of growth where it's about 200% every quarter on their revenues. But I would be watching this one closely because you all know cryptos have had the last month have had a pretty rough month. And this stock right here has had a nice little beat down, but right now we're approaching these supports that we saw here, and we're bouncing off of it right now. But let me zoom in so you can get a better picture. We are right at it. And I'm personally looking for a bounce, and if cryptos can have a nice little week, you could see this stock have a nice little bounce up. But even if not, this stock is it's growing insanely, and it's going to be a big crypto platform as far as the buying and selling in cryptocurrency. So be watching this one. I think this is a great spot to get into, and could be a nice little quick swing trade off of this support right here. My next stock I'm watching closely for this week, guys, is SOFI, which is SOFI, and it took a nice dip on Friday on the news that there's a lockup, and come Monday, a lot of these big investors, long-term investors in the company are finally going to be able to sell their shares, and a lot of people are panic selling, thinking that they're just going to dump their shares on the market. But I'm watching this because most of the times this happens, there is a nice little buy up by just regular investors like me and you, or big hedge funds and companies looking to get into the position on a dip like this is pretty nice. And not only that, we're approaching a nice long-term support from right here, and some resistances over here. So I'm watching this for a nice bounce off of $18. And if we could get that, you could see a nice little move all the way back up to around $22 or so. So this is one I'm watching for a quick swing trade, as if it bounces off of this $18. And so be watching this one Monday and Tuesday. There might be some nice sell-off Monday morning because the people cannot sell until market open. But if nothing crazy happens, you could see this stock take a nice little bounce off of this support. For my last stock, guys, I have VYGVF, and if you don't know what this is basically a big media company, and has CBS and other big channels a part of it. But this stock was just decimated from $101, and it's all the way down. It hit a low of around 37 area, and as you can see here, we've traded very sideways for a while, and we're starting to see a little bit of a upwards momentum here in the short term. So I'm watching this one. I think this one is just severely undervalued, and you should do some research into this actual company and stock itself. It's a fair value from what I've looked into is around $60. So once this stock can start getting trended back in the upward direction, I'm watching for a big move on this one. So this is one, it might not just take off this week, but this is one I'm looking to hold for the long term because I do think it's very overvalued at the moment. And that's it for today, guys. I'm sorry for it being such a short video, but like I said, I'm a little under the weather. So if you did enjoy the video and just happy I got it out, please give me a like and subscribe. It helps out more than you know. And guys, I hope y'all make a good bit of money off the market this week on these stocks. Remember to do your own due diligence, and I'm by no means a professional. And I hope y'all have a great day and a great upcoming week in the market. Have a good one, guys.